The John Deere. Ooh. The John Deere Classic. Some are calling it the sixth major, Zach Johnson's favorite ever golf event. We have the opposite of a star-studded field, but still hundreds of thousands of dollars to be won. Playing fantasy golf, I am joined by the man behind the machine at runthesims.com, Nerdy Tenor, Brian Hooper. We are going to do some massaging of data here on the show. We are going to build, frankly, this has been nice for me. I've just been building my lineups during the show, so I don't have to create any time on Wednesday evening to build my shows. We had a shipper inside of the Run the Sims network last week, Mr. Uticow, with a PGA DFS shipper. You absolutely love to see it. Dan, how are we doing on this beautiful Wednesday morning?
It's a little early, but I'm all right.
Because it is 8 a.m. for you, because you're mountain time.
Although I am pretty much a morning person, so it's all right. Cats woke me up a little earlier than I would like.
Many such cases. Brian, how are you doing? A good week for Chris Goddard. It'll be a very good week for me to manually adjust his projection up a little bit. Probably manually adjust his ownership projection up a little bit, because the field this week, Brian, the field is hilarious this week at the John Deere Classic. The guy who might have some of the highest raw projections is like the biggest withdrawal risk of all time. Jason Day, 10,500 on DraftKings, only projected for 70 points. This is just the base projection. I need you to send me
just refresh it.
There we go. I will refresh it.
Just refresh the page.
We should be all good to go. But yes, Jason Day, I mean, that is one of the biggest questions. There we go. We are fresh. So our base projections that we have loaded in here have him as the fourth highest projected golfer, 15.5% ownership. Obviously, you start to look at the list of golfers in this tournament: Ben Griffin, Davis Thompson, JT Poston, Alex Smalley, Ryan Gerard. Not exactly what you would call a star-studded event here at the John Deere Classic. I frankly actually always liked this event. I had a winner here. Dylan Fratelli won this event way back in the day. I bet on him, and then he came on my podcast. So I actually have a soft spot for the John Deere Classic. And I don't know how you guys feel. I actually kind of like the events where like 25 under can be the winning score, like Rocket Mortgage Classic. Everyone's like shooting 63s. Kind of enjoyable, actually, to me. More enjoyable than Oakmont. I don't like seeing these guys struggle. I like seeing driver, 56-degree, 8-foot putt. Like that is fun golf to me to watch.
Was that during Fratelli's like run where he was getting like top fives every once in a while? Remember he had like a 6-month stretch there where
it was exactly that. And I don't even know where he is in life.
I don't think he's on the tour anymore, is he?
I assume he's not on the tour anymore. He won the 2024 Bahrain Championship. So he's on the European tour. He's not even on the live, brother. He is way. What do you think you even get for winning a European tour event? Do you think you even get $500,000 for winning a European tour event? I bet you don't.
Depends on which one it is.
Yeah, man. I did see and we can get into the data here in a little bit, but I saw a great tweet this week. I get a lot of golf stuff on my For You page on X, the Everything app, and there was a tweet that if you subtracted the final round live viewership from the final round of the Rocket Mortgage Classic viewership, the number was the exact same. 2.79 million subtracted by 75,000, still 2.7 million, because absolutely no one is watching. Isn't it a bummer, honestly, that Bryson and Rahm and these guys are literally playing in front of no one? No one is. There are less people watching that than can go to a college football game anywhere in the Midwest. It's a bummer.
It does seem a waste of their talents to have nobody looking at what they're doing. Yeah.
It's so strange. Yeah.
It's like great Joaquin Neiman. You know, I think what it is, I sort of thought initially it was going to be bearish for the PGA Tour to have this competing tour, but I think people are so ingrained in their viewing habits. Golf is Thursday to Sunday. It's on CBS on Sunday afternoon. If I want to watch more, I go to the Golf Channel in the morning. You're like, remember when PGA Tour Live existed? No one even really watched PGA Tour Live because people's viewing habits are just so ingrained. You watch golf the way you watch golf.
I had PGA
Dan,
Tour. I still
well, yes,
yeah.
I had PGA Tour Live because I am a sick degenerate, and
Yeah.
I actually just really enjoy professional golf. But from a really high level, let's get into talking about this event. I think the way I would be approaching this event if I was 150 maxing, which I probably won't this week. I mean, I would just want to crank up the volatility so hard. I would want to be taking like massive stands on Sam Stevens. Like I would just whatever the field is doing, my first instinct would be I want to be leaving, $800 on the table. I want to be playing like a full lineup of 7K guys. Like I don't want to disregard the projections entirely, but I don't. Here, this will be fun. Let's pull up the 2024 John Deere Classic leaderboard. And I bet it will be yes. I mean, it is exactly. It's funny. Actually, there are some of the names that project well here: Davis Thompson, Thorborn Olsen. But then look at these other names here: Hayden Springer, not even on the tour anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Brendan Todd. Brendan Todd is not on the tour anymore. Kevin Yu, we have JJ, like just the most ridiculous Rico Hui, like what I'm telling you guys is whatever you think is going to happen in this event, there is so much more variance in one of these fields without, I mean, there's one top 50 player in the world in this event, and it's Jason Day, and he might not even play.
Wow. That's wild. Yeah, anytime I see this kind of dynamic where it's just mostly a bunch of scrubs in any contest, there is one thing you notice a lot, which is that people reach for the comfortable plays. So all of the good plays tend to get over-owned even more than they normally are. You see that in contests. You see that at the level of position too. Like if you're playing a basketball slate, and that's not a good example. Let's say there's nobody good at catcher in the MLB except for like two guys. You'll often see ownership over concentrated there when a good bit of your bets there should be what if neither of those two guys do well. So I totally agree. I would be spreading things out quite a bit and not trying to get comfortable in an uncomfortable field, right?
100%. And I think you'll also see guys who like with like good course history, like Davis Thompson has done well here before. McCarthy has done well here before. I think Pearson Cootie is one of these guys with like relatively decent course form. I know when Zach Johnson used to be like the king of this event, and he's won this event twice, and I think he like T5'd it 5 years in a row. I believe he would be like 33%. Now this is back in the day when DFS functioned a little bit differently, but still people have a hard time weeding out those biases. Like this ownership projection on Ben Griffin as the highest projected guy in the pool, I tend to buy it. I mean, maybe not 36%, maybe 32%, but maybe not. I mean, I think it will look pretty flat. And Brian, like my way of thinking is even if it is optimal, like let's say these ownership projections that we have in here right now are an equilibrium strat. My thought would be it doesn't make a ton of sense to use an equilibrium strategy when the projections are all disgrouped together. Like it would be very rare for 5 guys to be within a decimal place of projection in golf. Like that is not normally what the top of the distribution looks like. Normally it's like 86 points, 84 points, 80 points. It's very rare for there to be okay, so we have 73 points is Davis Thompson. To get 5 points of separation from him, you have to go down to Michael Thorbjornsen, who is separate. I mean, that's That's 22 guys who project within 5 points, basically.
We should mention, Davis, too, that these are from Drew. He's Red a Cheek on Twitter. The Fantasy Golf Bags is his website. So he produced these projections and ownership for us, which anyone could go to Run the Sims and download them and use them themselves. But yeah, that's an interesting take. Are the projections out there? It looks like they are all that close. I mean, I see
They're
some
super
stuff.
flat.
Something's a little bit wrong in the data here. Look at this Luke Clanton row at the bottom. His base projection is 64, but the projection column has him as 100 on your screen.
Yeah,
Something is not quite right.
On whose screen? On
The one you're sharing.
No, he's fixed now. Look, Luke Clinton.
you're looking at your own, probably.
Yeah.
That was from Sports Data. Oh no, it is down. Yeah, it is. For some reason, Luke Clanton didn't change in the projection for you, Dave.
No, look, Luke Clinton 64.93.
Yeah,
No,
but you
that's
gotta
the
change.
base.
You gotta change the 100 over to the right.
Oh, there we go.
On mine,
Okay.
that's not happening. So I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Hit your projection. Do you have hit your projection reset button?
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
Okay,
go.
now it's fixed. And I'm looking at. I just pulled up another projections provider. Same thing here.
Yeah, if we see anything we want to change, we'll change it. We got to run it a few times. I kind of like just going through this. Siwoo as the I always love Siwoo though, so I'm biased. The fifth.
Well, all
highest
DFS
golfer
nerds
in this
all,
field.
all DFS nerds love Siwoo, but like it's not just Drew, right? So we have Davis Thompson 72 here, go down to 65, and it's Thorbjorn again. So
Do you think
it's-
Siwoo is good? Is 10.5% ownership is right?
No chance. Absolutely no chance. That'll be 18, 19, 20, something like that. He probably ends up being. He will be. Won't he be more owned than Davis Thompson? People love Siwoo Kim.
He just yeah, but it's been a while. It's been a while with Siwoo and Killer Keith. By the way, is he cooked?
Did he finally not get a first round leader?
I mean, I don't know. He hasn't done anything in a while, right?
Siwoo
Geider is coming off a win too.
is he in this field?
He is 7,900.
Okay. So this is so funny. The projection's obviously pretty bearish on him, relatively speaking, because yeah. My instinct is that it is the projection that's wrong, not the ownership. That is my first gut instinct, because he's really young. I mean, I believe he just turned. He's not even 21 yet. Turned pro June of 2023. And if you look at his trend line,
too, right?
I mean, look at these strokes gained off the tee, just absolutely murdering these dudes. And yeah, the short game and the putting is not there. He's kind of, you know what he is? He's kind of new Byung Hun An. Any event where he gains strokes putting, like it's just totally random. He hits such good tee shots, and this is hard to deal with in projections. How do you deal with a guy? Because Aldrich Pot, whatever his name is, he's South African. Aldrich, he would have no idea what week he's going to putt well. You could ask him, "Hey, are you gonna putt well at the John Deere Classic?" And be like, "I don't know. You know, I've been doing this drill, but I don't know if it's going to be any good." But the correlation is he gained so many strokes off the tee. Look at this. This I've never seen this before. 2.225 strokes gained off the tee, misses the cut. I mean, that is so hard to do. But gain strokes putting here, T2. Right? Anytime he gains strokes putting here, second at the Mexico Open, gain strokes putting here, T6. So my instinct would be that his projections are too low, not that the ownership is too high.
Okay, we could bump him up. That range is kind of interesting. Alex Smalley, Keith Mitchell.
Yes. What should we move? I think we should move him to 67. Is that too much, you think?
That might be. Well, let's just try it and then see what happens.
Okay. Another guy who I think is probably a little under projected, Keith Mitchell. Let's check some Keith Mitchell stats, because again, he would be another guy that I think is probably because he's shown such good form. He's another guy where the putting, loses strokes putting, misses the cut, gains strokes putting, T7. It's impressive actually to lose strokes putting in T18.
And so he's had what, 4 bad ones in a row? Well, bad.
This is crazy. Losing 5.5 strokes in 2 rounds. I mean, what happened to him at the Rocket Classic? I guess he just played bad.
So he's not toast, right? I mean, he's just had a few bad ones here.
He might have just been. I wasn't watching Thursday and Friday. He might have just been tilting. I mean, he like. Well, I think we've all played a round of golf where you're just tilting. you got the 2-way miss going.
Round.
Yeah.
Do Alex Smalley.
Okay, let's do Mr. Smalley. Let's check the Smalley data. Alex Smalley, 85th on Data Golf, 119th official world golf ranking. He T2'd the John Deere Classic in 2023. He isn't. So there's also, I wonder if there's something funky going on with the strokes gained numbers of the Rocket Classic. Not that they're wrong, but just in an event where the cut was 6 under. So in an event where you just have to make that many birdies, I do wonder if there is something a little strange going on with data. Because before that, played pretty well. Actually, lost strokes putting in a T13, gained strokes putting, and got a T5. I don't think I feel strongly about his projection either way.
Yeah, the 2 cuts in the last 3. Right? What is it? If you scroll up, I think he's had 2 cuts in the last 3.
Yes. Yeah. He missed the cut at the Charles Schwab, missed the cut at the Rocket.
Yeah. Kind of like
Classic. All right. Let's see here. What is his ownership and actual? So his ownership is pretty low, actually very low relative to his base projection. So he is going to pop up. I expect that when we start to run lineups, I expect Smalley will probably be the highest optimal rate guy. We're going to end up with him as like the highest expected value golfer, Alex Smalley.
Okay. Well, do you want to rip some lineups, Davis? We have a new button on there for you that you weren't here last show.
Yes. The lineup
if factory. You go to settings first before you do that, and then just go to 5,000 lineups.
5,000 lineups
is it still
generated.
Using this slider, Dan?
I think so.
Yeah, just go to 5,000 and then now click that lineup factory button.
All right, now we'll click lineup factory. We'll run it for a large.
Yeah.
Get ourselves some 2,000 expected value lineups probably, and see what there is to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall see.
This is an interesting thing to do, to manually check not all the projections, but a bunch of the projections, because that would be a decent way to get edge versus the field in PGA DFS, because no one is hand checking projections or doing any adjustments. All right.
These EVs seem reasonable. That's a good start.
They do seem reasonable, and as projected, Alex Smalley are in our number 1 EV lineup. And another really interesting thing, Ben Griffin, who is projected, 6 points higher than everyone else. This is something you learn doing projections and doing lineup sims, is turns out it actually is good to play the best plays. Big thing that's happened in DFS like the last 2 years is people are like, actually, the guys who project to do well, think about it. It is interesting to play them if you think about it.
I love that first lineup. That first lineup, I love.
First lineup.
I might play
Ryan Gerard, Lee Hodges, Michael Kim, friend of the DFS industry, Siwoo Kim, Alex Smalley, Sam Stevens.
So just to tell people how this lineup factory works, so we already talked about how the field works by creating a bunch of lineups and then pushing them towards the ownership that you want. This is just like that, except it doesn't push it toward the ownership you want. It just skips that step. And if you scroll to the bottom, you probably have the bottom of this gigantic list. You probably have
scroll that list down, Davis, to start looking at other EVs.
Yeah, if you go like way down, eventually you should get some really crappy ones. Now that you actually want you actually want that.
Yeah.
That is by design. So it's trying to give a very wide spread of candidates before it evaluates how good or bad they are. So, yeah.
Okay. If you go back up to the top, I think we have to look at that 8,000, 7,900 range, because there's a lot of good golfers in there. We're getting like a ton of Michael Kim.
Mhm.
A lot of Michael
I'm
Kim.
fine with Michael Kim, but-
Interesting that a lot of these lineups are actually using the full salary, like using the full 50,000, 49,400 here. Bud Colley, Ryan Gerard, Lucas Glover, Michael Kim, Patrick Rogers, Alex Smalley popping up in like all of these top lineups.
So there's a phenomenon there's an explanation for that phenomenon of all the lineups being close to max salary, and it's really just a numbers thing. So, because this is full field, so we've got what, like 150 golfers ish, 152. So you might think, well, if there's this big band of golfers that's all pretty close to each other, like what does it really matter salary wise? Which sort of makes intuitive sense. But on the other hand, if you have a large set of golfers, if there's one that's just unusually cheap in your sim, let's say you do one sim and the guy $300 cheaper has a good day, it's still overwhelmingly likely that someone a little more expensive than him did better. It's just a numbers thing because of how many options you have. So I wouldn't worry about salary. I wouldn't worry about spending most of or all of your salary, especially in an event like this. I just wouldn't worry about it at all, personally. It starts to really show up in a smaller field, like if you've got like a 72-man golf field with 50 who make the cut. Now you start to see potentially some cases where you're leaving a lot more salary. And it's just a numbers thing based on how many combos you can get to. That's all it is.
This is the lineup factory is different than the optimizer, where Dan, I'm assuming this lineup factory will probably make more lineups though around the 50,000 compared to an optimizer, which could just be based on the combos that are coming closest to the optimal.
Yeah, that could be the case. I haven't played with that. I think if you put a lot of constraints on the optimizer, especially, it's going to force you down.
Yeah.
Like if the max uniques, if the min uniques is high enough and you put other constraints in, it's just going to throw up its hands and say, well,
yeah,
here we go.
Yeah.
47,000 K lineup that's 30 points under projected. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you might want if you want that level of granular control or something, because you really have some takes. Right. So just mentioning that. But yeah, if we go back to unless you got something else to show here, Davis, if we go back to the
I did just want to note that Aldrich, I adjusted his projection a little bit and he barely showed up.
Should I workshop some ownerships here and could do some industry numbers?
Yeah, all right.
Who should I be looking for here?
Did you switch from the 67 though, Davis?
I did. Let's go back and look.
Go back and look. And those numbers, by the way, they're for all 5,000 candidate lineups, and we're adding the top 150 shortly. You did switch them. Okay.
That's pretty interesting, right? To adjust him that hard and to still only get 9 because he's 17%. He will definitely be chalky, right? I mean, there's just no doubt the guy's coming off a win. He is fun. He hits the ball country
17
mile.
Still might be a little high, I think. But if you get rid of his name and go in that 7,900 range, there is a lot of competition.
Okay, let's sort by salary here. So we've got Killer Keith,
Tim, Olson,
Smalley,
Killer Keith,
Hubbard.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton.
Man, I'll tell you what, there are some real, like, these guys are just like good, like Steven Yeager, Bezenhut. I don't know. I never have any idea how you say his name. Bridgman.
DFS loves Griot.
Yeah, they do. Sammy Valimaki, Thurston Lawrence. These are like good, like pretty good professional golfers who are like Tom Kim. Tom Kim used to be like 13% owned at like signature events. I mean, I know he's like brutal right now, but still.
Yeah. I think injury, right? Injury issue.
I don't know what happened to this guy, but he
I
is
think he hit some injury thing.
he is absolutely dusting it
he's
off.
not even getting past top 50, top 40.
Oh,
T7 at Pebble based off some hot putting. Yeah, he's got to be hurt because this is brutal stuff.
Yeah.
His strokes like from 2020 from the start of 2025 to now.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Give me Smalley, give me Keith Mitchell over this guy.
Yeah.
Right now, anyways. Lee Hodges.
Are there any really cheap guys who are projecting to get owned at all? Luke List.
Take a look.
He's kind of a favorite of the DFS community.
If you go up a little bit, there's a it was KOV. I've never heard of this guy. You went too far past. He was one of the cheap guys around 6,800, probably
6,800. We got Tosti. I do like Tosti. Jackson Koiboon.
I don't know who that is.
I bet let's guess. I bet he is Finnish.
Finn.
Jackson Koiboon. Oh, he's an AM. Jackson Koiboon.
So you know who else? You know who else Data Golf seems to like is Kanaya.
I don't know who that is.
To me, they're no clue. Japanese golfer apparently. Takumi Kanaya.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, if I saw the name, I would know.
Takumi Kanaya. You're right. They do kind of always like this guy.
Yeah. Okay, he's been around.
Yes, a T5 at the Byron Nelson.
Cut.
Based off of, look, he gains no strokes off the tee and loses distance versus the field.
But he's 6,700. That must be why they like him.
Look at this, dude.
Is this a no-cut event?
No. Alas, it is not.
Well, I guess he T5 not that long ago.
All right, we have Michael Kim must play.
He was in all the lineups at the top there.
Do we think? Let's check some Michael Kim data. Kim.
Yeah.
He is playing really good golf right now. For Michael Kim, this is really good golf.
Yeah. Didn't he just win? I thought he just won one.
You have to change your expectations based on the event, right? Like really good golf at Arnold Palmer's, like really good golf at this event. Which is interesting. All right, let's go back and start messing with some of these ownerships.
Yeah.
First off,
yeah,
I would like to increase Jason Day's projection. I just don't think there's any way that Jason Day, who is like skill level, Jason Day is better than Ben Griffin. He just is, man.
You got to factor in that he just gives up and says his back hurts, though.
But his results right now are awesome. Like he's actually he doesn't have a win, but he's playing like really well.
He's been playing pretty well.
He's been playing really well, and I think you're getting a pretty good ownership discount. Like him being half as owned as Ben Griffin. All right, okay. Let's fact check. Let's do some ball knowing fact checking here. Ben Griffin. Don't get me wrong. Ben Griffin's playing pretty freaking well.
Yeah. His is fine.
His long-term form, yes, he is. Right now, Ben Griffin is stepping to the ball, and he's like, I know exactly where this ball is going. He is not tilting
stuff unless we're going up.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to move Jason Day to 74 points. I think that feels better. Yeah. Let's check our boy Denny. Do we think Denny has been hitting the ball any better off the tee?
Denny McPutts.
Look at let's
I know. There it is. It's all green.
Look at this strokes gained putting, dude.
It's wild.
What would you give to have him hit all your putts for a round?
That would be sweet.
Look at this, dude. This is crazy. The guy has gained strokes putting every round he's played for the last 3 years on average.
It's wild.
It's really, he's got to have, look at the gain 2 strokes putting per round in some of these events. What if, man? I would do anything to have
any aspect of their game would be nice. these guys. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Let's sort by the highest owned and see if we think any of them are lower, too
Yeah.
high.
I
I know
think
Ryan.
Potgeier is too high.
Which
You
one?
think-
Brian?
Potgeier, the guy who won last week.
Oh,
Potgie or Gator.
All right, let's do 14.
Well, let's see what Dan's looking around the industry.
Yeah,
and see.
let's see.
I could be wrong. I
Potgeier,
could be.
huh? Let's do a little poll here. Why is my browser being a jerk?
I'm gonna guess
Potgeier, I see a 6 from one
a
source.
6.
I see a 12 from another source. And then I see a 9 from another source. Well, that's the average of those two. And then
Okay.
All right.
12.
Let's be the
12
highest
Ryan.
at 13 or something.
Okay.
And then
Let's move him down to 13.
do we want to do what Retail Ripper's saying here and just move Ben Griffin up? But the problem is he's not Scotty Scheffler. Like he's not.
He projects like Scotty Scheffler though.
I know. I'm just being like ownership wise though.
Let's move him to 40.
Okay.
Let's move him to 40 and just see what that does.
Hmm.
I think let's move Thorpe to 20. T2 here
Okay.
last year.
This is where Davis shines. Everyone just starts ripping takes off.
Yeah. Well, these are just ownership takes. I think we should move Grillo up a little bit, don't you think? I mean, he's just classic DFS.
Yeah, he hasn't really done a ton
He has
lately.
done pretty poorly of late, as I
Yeah.
recall. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
all
would
right.
probably move Clanton up if anything.
All right, we'll move Clanton to 14, and I think we should move Michael Kim up as well. He was literally the first name mentioned in the chat.
Yeah, move him up to 15. Yeah, 14's fine.
We'll do 15. What about Siwoo?
What about Davis Thompson going up? Man, he was highly owned. He was the highest owned golfer last week, right?
He was pretty high on. Let's do 18, and then let's normalize.
Yeah, who's your Dustin Johnson take of the week?
I mean, it would be Goddard. It would be my boy.
Oh, he's not a dusty take. He's not.
He's pretty dusty.
No,
I don't know. I mean, let's check the old data on Chris Goddard. Goddard actually below his baseline right now. Guy can't make a freaking putt. Look at this stuff. T23 at the U.S. Open, not able to make a putt. Pretty good. I mean, he is a good golfer. He's in that same category. Steven, so on Run the Sims, this does this for you automatically. All you have to do is click this normalize button. So when you mess with the ownership, if you click the normalize button, it just does that automatically for you. It's pretty nice.
And even if you forget to click that button, for the Sims at least, it's doing that anyway. So
yeah, it'll do it in the background if you.
It's gonna make sure the thing totals 600. So.
Yeah, but you should do it just so you see what you're.
That's right. You want to see what's going on. Yeah.
But yeah, I like the way Davis does it, where you make all your takes and then press the button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cootie goes up a little bit. He's got good course history here, so I'm going to move him to 15. Do people still like Chris Kirk? Is that still a PGA DFS thing?
Well, he almost won last week. He's 40. Speaking of the dusty take of the week, that would have been a good one last week. We didn't recap last week because Davis wasn't on the show.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
We had some good. I lost, but a lot of our core golfers did really well. They were just right under the Kirk Potgeier. Who's the third guy who finished there? Whoever the third guy was last week.
I actually slept through and didn't play.
Yeah, but it was pretty solid last week, in my opinion.
I mean, last week's leaderboard was insane. It was just like a billion guys at 15 under par.
Yeah.
I think let's leave Kirk.
What about Gerard? He's another guy last week. We had a lot of Gerard last week. We had a lot of
My best friend, who is not a DFS nerd, but he just loves golf. First thing he texted me this week was he bet on Ryan Gerard to win.
Okay, make him a 15 then.
Here's an
16
right there.
Oh, I just realized wrong mic this entire time.
I sent you a message about 20 minutes ago.
There we go. All right, I'm on the right mic input now. Okay, we're gonna move. Oh, and we have a Ryan Gerard can't putt for his life.
Well, yeah, but this is DFS. We kind of like that, don't we?
Yeah, we kind of like that. All right, let's check. And we're gonna do a little bit of live fact checking.
Like Siwoo Kim's the perfect DFS player. So like on Thursday,
Yes.
Friday morning, you might be like, this was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. All my lineups are dead with Siwoo Kim. Or you could be like, oh, I'm a genius. Once again, Siwoo Kim on fire, which sucks, but it's DFS. That's what you want.
That is what you want, yeah.
Ryan Gerard has lost strokes putting in 6 straight events.
Wow.
Not great. But look, when the dude makes a putt, I do love these guys.
Look at the Blair Open.
Yeah, cut, made putts at this event, third. Yeah, I like those are honestly, those are absolutely the guys that you want to be targeting,
especially at 14%, 15% ownership.
Let's actually sort by projection and see if there's anyone that looks under-owned. Smalley, I mean, I think we diagnosed the reasons why he would be under-owned. What is up with Sung Jae? Is Sung Jae playing poorly?
Does he ever not play a tournament? So
Sung Jae is like right about at his baseline right now. Hasn't T5 since the Masters. Did well at Torrey.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he maybe looks a smidgen under projected to me at 71. Let's move him to 70. Let's move him to 73.
After we do all these changes, normalize, why don't you publish it so people can play along too?
Okay. Let's go. Sam Stevens. Why is Sam Stevens 9% and everyone else in this range is like 12?
Can you go back to results really quick? I think we still got a lot of them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I
One
can.
more. Right,
well, no. So I think the reason we got a lot of them is because of the ownership, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
If that whole range is projected for 70 points and they're all 12%, and Sam Stevens is projected for 9, aren't you going to get a ton of him?
I like Sam Stevens. I'm not sure his ownership is going to be out. This would be a good one to check, Dan. If what the industry is doing,
sure, that can be the useful tool.
What do we have, Matt? Like 12?
I'm not sure. Okay. Polling Mr. Sam Stevens. I see a 9. I see a 15.
We have him at 9.
I see a 3. That seems like garbage. And then I see a 7. So it's like all
7, 9, 15,
and 3.
And 3. So
I don't know if the people doing the 3 have updated their stuff yet.
3 can't be right.
No, 3's not right. So 9 doesn't sound too bad though.
Let's just make it 10. Round number.
All right.
Is anyone else? Thorpe, I think that is correct.
Hubbard, if that projection's right, he might be higher than 14%.
Let's do 16.
Jake Knapp's sweet swing played pretty well last week.
Jake Knapp does have a sweet swing. Doug Gim will be more than 3. He'll be more like 5. That's a classic.
It's a classic.
This guy.
Yeah.
I bet. What do you do with Ricky? Does Ricky get a little bit just based off of name? Like it's hard to say if people still play DFS
not really,
that way.
No, he's so dusty. People don't even play him anymore. It's still surprising to see him this far low in this field, though.
All right, we've got this guy. This guy is a ripper. I bet on this guy. I bet on this guy to win one of the KFT events last year, and he killed it. He won it like 29 under or something.
Okay.
Do not know this person at all.
Eckroat, he's always a little bit. I'm gonna move him to 5. Power Highsmith, Kuchar. Wow, Matt Kuchar That is a name I've not considered. Matt Kuchar. How is he not playing Champions
That's a
Tour?
name I haven't heard in a long time.
That's a name I haven't heard. In a long.
Cooch.
He's playing okay. I mean, he
Well,
just
of course I know him. Let's see. He is 47.
He's elite for his age, that's for sure.
Oh, sure is.
Yeah.
Sure is.
How old is he? He's only 47. I would have guessed he was eligible for the Champions Tour, honestly.
He'd be crushing it.
Yeah. Any of these other guys? Cam Champ? Yeah, Cam Champ 7.
He's already 7.
That's about right.
He had a good week this week too. I mean, Luke List will probably be higher than 0.9, I would guess.
Yeah, he'll probably be 3.
Yeah, or 2 or 3.
Lanto Griffin, Trey. Wow, this is just like these.
Max
How
Homa.
about Max Homa
What the hell?
down?
Homa.
Look at that! Isn't that something?
Mighty have fallen, huh?
That is wild. Nate Lashley, a Rocket Mortgage Classic winner. I'm gonna move Toasty's projection up to 54. He actually has some like really good results this year. Alejandro Tosti from Argentina. God, he sucks. But he did really well. He had this crazy run right here. This T5 at the Houston Open, I had him as a outright T5, T10, T20. So I'm a little bit biased. So that's probably wrong. Let's move him back down to 53. Justin Lower, we learned his name a couple weeks ago. Adam Schenk. Someone in the chat asked about Trace Crow, a name I've never heard before. What do we know about Trace Crow?
Not a clue.
Nothing.
Trace Crow turned pro in September of 2020. He looks like he's graduated from the KFT twice, won a couple KFT events. So did they do the KFT graduations already? I guess they might have. If he's in this event, they might have done. Huh. Golf is kind of confusing and labyrinthian with how that works. Like sometimes you'll be on the Corn Ferry, but you can play this random event. I like the way this looks. What's up?
Money, did you use him in a optimizer or an actual sim to end up in your lineups? Because optimizers anything can happen in an optimizer if you put enough randomness on there.
DraftKings used to do Corn Ferry Tour DFS every once in a while for like a big event. They'd have like a 5K to first Corn Ferry Tour.
Yeah. Wasn't it even before it was the Corn Ferry? Didn't they?
When it was web.
Was it the web before Corn Ferry?
It might have been. It might have been when it was the web tour. That's how old I am. All right, let's normalize and let's do a little. What do we want to do? We will do I have my screen small so that I can. There we go. Lineup factory large. Let's run it. Hopefully, it gives me some Celinda. These should look a decent bit different now.
I would think so.
We massage that quite a bit.
And we should probably be looking at several different bands of EV. Like look at the top ones and then look at the ones that are still good but not quite as good. See what other things pop.
All right. All right, the lineups do look a good bit different now. We got a lot of Ben Griffin, a lot of Jason Day now.
A lot of Sung Jae.
A lot more Sung Jae, a lot more
I'm gonna
Michael
play
Kim.
that top lineup from the last one though. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video.
There we go. Will Gordon did get his PGA card last week on the last hole of the last round. That's true.
Yeah, I mean he's been on the tour, right? For before.
Yeah. Okay, top lineup now by expected value: Bud Colley, Sung J.M., Michael Kim, Chris Kirk, Patrick Rogers, Alex Smalley. Now, this is pretty interesting, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
We got only 7 lineups returned now over 100% EV. It was like the whole top page last time. Why do you think that is? Do you think we just kind of flattened the lineups?
I think it means that your projections and ownership are more realistic. Right?
Yeah.
So no matter what you do with this tool, even if you like absolutely nail it, it's always going to overestimate EV, and that's going to be true of any tool. But what you're looking for more than the actual EV number is, do you want the ranking to be giving you information? So you want the lineups towards the top to be the best. That's really what you want. That said, if you edit stuff and the EVs go down, it's probably a sign that your fields are more realistic. So it's a good sign.
Yeah. It's unlikely your lineup would have like 200% EV or something like that when those happen.
Yeah. No.
So,
I mean, when I do post-lock sims of various kinds on golf on the big field, I very rarely find anything more than 100% EV. Like, and there's a very small number of them right at the top, and it's almost always just they sort of randomly hit on a high projected combo that wasn't especially owned. It's just a little bit noisy up there. So yeah, don't take the absolute number too seriously, but you want to see the ranking is really what you're most interested in.
Yeah.
So like, you could do like a test too. Like, let's say you love Michael Kim and you just go 999 projection because I want him in every lineup. That would screw up every EV, right? Because every EV lineup would have to have Michael Kim. He would look great compared to any lineup that doesn't have Michael Kim. So so it's like it's like that logic, but in reverse. The closer, tighter you get to reality, the tighter the EV should get.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, because it's pointing at a truth, which is that most of these lineups are similar in expected value, right? Like it's particularly probably for this event, which is, other than Ben Griffin, everyone who does PGA DFS projections is kind of going,
I don't know. Exactly.
I don't know.
And
yeah,
for this kind of field especially, I think it's true in golf in general, but if you have a beat on ownership, that's going to be where all of your edges. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it needs, the projections are so flat. That's where the edge comes from. It's like everybody's playing this $7,200 guy when there's like 8 other guys that are basically the same. Like that's a big edge.
Yeah. I often look at the ownership sum as well in a post-lock sim because it's always interesting to see how under the optimal ownership number a certain field is kind of telling you. It's usually very similar by sport too. Like it's usually a certain amount under is pretty optimal, generally speaking. Mm-hmm. And so like here you could see the 10th lineup, the ownership sum is 84%, which is a lot higher than most of these lineups that are popping up top in the, in the high.
And you're like, well, why is he in the top list with that ownership? It's because his projection is so much better. So like his projection is higher than everything above him, but so is his ownership. There it is. Right?
Yeah. But that pocket of around high 50s, low 60s is definitely some sort of combination that seems to be working. Yeah. What is, if you scroll, can you find like a higher ownership up here at the top? I want to see like, I'm not sure if you can you sort by that? I'm not sure you can sort.
I'm not sure.
No, but here's
89.
an 89 Bridgman, Colley, Griffin, Hodges, Smalley, and Stevens. How
much Griffin are we getting after we changed him to 40?
Same amount, 59.
No, it was a little lower, right? Yeah, but not much.
Yeah. All right. I have an idea that I want to test. And then, Brian,
should we go Griffin 42%?
Sure. He is going to be Scheffler levels of ownership.
Because we normalized so many other guys, it lowered his anyways.
Yes.
So.
Correct. Right. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to sort by driving distance, and then I want to lock a couple guys and then test that lineup. Not that the John Deere Classic is
So to do that, Davis, you'll have to do the generate lineups, the optimizer version.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Sort by driving distance. We've got my boy. We've got Pot. So we'll do make him 100% max. We'll lock. We've got Gordon. Do we think Gordon Sargent is even playing in this event? He probably isn't. Nope, there we go. He is. He is. You know what? He projects for 34 points. I'm actually going to skip that one.
Yeah.
I remember betting on Gordon Sargent for top am at the 2024 Masters and being like, what have I done? This is unbelievable. Cam Champ, he projected okay. We'll do Cam Champ. We'll max him out at 100. Brandon Matthews. You know what? Brandon Matthews, I got a bone to pick. I've invited him on my podcast multiple times through a friend of a friend. And he has never gotten back to me. Do we think, does Bramlett project okay? Speaking of Bramlett projects okay. Bramlett was another Outlaw Tour guy, Brian. He was a big Outlaw Tour guy. And we'll do
I don't remember playing him.
20 measured events for Goddard. We will toss him in. And I wonder if we can get, I truly wonder if any of these lineups project well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So what do I have to, I click generate lineups instead of lineup factory.
Exactly. But you want to change your numbers.
Settings.
Go to settings and change your number. You do not want 5,000.
You don't need 5,000 lineups.
Yeah.
And then
we'll do 1,000.
Yeah, and everything else looks
850.
Max exposure, I would max that out too.
Oh yes, max exposure, salary range,
randomness. I don't know.
Randomness seems fine.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
I truly wonder if one of these looks really good. I'm gonna play it in a couple of the single entry contests. It's always one of the things. Maybe this will be more for next year, Dan. But I would like the functionality to kind of put guys in buckets. This is what we did a long time ago. We had an optimizing tool at Fantasy Insiders. This is like 8 years ago, but you could do like bombers, short game wizards, putting people. We called it putting something or whatever.
It's interesting, yeah.
Am I making big requests on our back end, locking all these bombers?
Every request is a big request if I'm doing it. I have way too many things going on right now.
What you guys don't know is that every time a lineup gets ran and you see this spinning circle on Run the Sims, it's actually Dan just computing everything by hand
in his head.
It's like the South Park where they're hooked up with the iPad and it's like chained to multiple people. Anyway.
How do you feel about this Tee Time Ready Golf 4?
It's a little weird. It's kind of whimsical, which I like.
It is whimsical.
It's also insinuating my tee shot went well offline, which is
that's
true to life. But
did I bust something here? Do I need to change a setting?
It might have been the lock. It's pretty hard to give 1,000 Sargent lineups.
Okay.
How many guys did you lock? Just Bramlett?
No, I locked 3 guys. Let's literally just do 100.
Oh yeah, if you lock 3, I mean you don't need that many.
All right, let's do 109. There we go.
Boom.
Oh, I locked 4 guys, so probably there weren't even that many.
Yeah,
the projection is quite low. But let's see if you sim these out. What you get? Those projections are stanky.
Run sim. Let's do medium because that'll probably be what I'll play it in. I mean, I'm gonna guess none of these are good. I'd be surprised if we returned 1+ EV lineup, but if we do, it's definitely a sign. Did I do it?
Yeah, it did it. It sorted it. It might just be in the export. I don't know why. If you did it that way, for some reason the EV column didn't pop up. That might be a bug.
Huh.
But it did resort it.
All right, so it just gave me the 2 best values that fit. It just gave me Ben Griffin and breakdown. No,
that's weird. Something is not right.
Okay,
try deleting all your builds and running it again.
Delete build.
Yeah, and then regenerate. Oh,
something's off there.
Yeah, it might be when you do lineup factory and then generate your lineups. We'll have
okay, there we go. We are testing in real time, bro. That's how it's done. We'll do it live.
If you refresh the page, you'll probably have to.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, it can't.
Well, you clicked the delete button twice, so it was doing.
Okay, so it gave me this, but it didn't give me it did not give me the
Yeah, if you
EVs.
delete. I would try deleting all your builds, regenerating, and then resimming. Just to,
All right. I'll do that. I'll do that in a different now I just have it broken. All right, then I go to
Oh, is it still running? Is it still running the?
it's still running the
It's
last
still
one.
running the 1,000 that he did with the four
that's
live
probably
players.
right. Yeah.
Wow. There we go. That's
That's
how
what-
that's how
It
it's
needs to
done,
give
folks.
up. It needs to learn to give up.
Okay, there we go. I think I think it's done now.
Yeah.
All
No.
right.
Here we go. So, did you get locks or did it forget those? Oh, yeah, there.
No, it
So now you
remembered
can
them.
do your lineups and try again. See if that.
All right, so we just have Pot. And
This is a 4 bomber
Bramlett.
lineup.
We just have Pot, Bramlett, and Champ locked now. I think.
Okay.
Let me double check that. Yeah. Okay. So let's generate. Let's check my settings. 109 lineups, one
You're
lineup.
good.
I'm gonna decrease the randomness a smidge. There we go. Generated. Run the sim. Medium. And we'll see if it gives us what we want. It might not.
Come on.
I do love. There we go.
And something is wrong with the.
No, it's just not populating the EV column. We can fix that.
appearing. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
resorting by EV. It's just not showing it because you can see the lineup number and the adjustment.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
It might even be in
Right.
an export. The
Oh, and this is even a different lineup, so it definitely is.
Yeah. You could try downloading the CSV and see if the number is there, but I actually don't know.
All right.
I'm
let's,
telling you though, it definitely resorted by EV.
It did resort, yeah. You can tell because
All right. Let me download it and I'll open it up and I'll tell you guys if it's there.
see if the column is populated or not.
It is not in the export.
It's just not populating the EV column.
Yeah.
I'll tell them that error's going.
Beautiful. All right. So that's the all bomber team. I'm gonna go enter this right now. Brian, before we get out of here, what do you want to do as your special team to run? What do you want me to test?
First of all, can you go back and publish all the stock changes we just made? Publish the ownership, publish the projections, and then
I'll do that with Chris Goddard up projected for 1 million points.
Get rid of. Did you change Goddard's info?
No. I just
get rid
them.
of those. Publish the ownership.
I published it.
Okay. Oh, that projections you might have locked in those guys when you did publish projections. By the way.
Here I'll just.
Might have to do that one more time.
I'll just click publish one more time.
Let's see. I want Siwoo.
All right.
Just give me a bunch of Siwoo lineups.
Siwoo Kim. Well, he's not showing. Oh no! This is weird. All right, we're gonna generate. How many you want? Oh, there's 109. Do you want more?
Yeah. Give me a few more.
Let's do.
You don't need that many.
You know what? It's almost 4th of July. Let's do 1776.
Here you go. If you can nail that, I'd be impressed.
1763. It's close enough.
Call it good.
We're going to generate some Siwoo Kim lineups, and we're going to find the most optimal way to win PGA DFS with Siwoo Kim. I do a very small thing that I like is how the little lineup guy, the icon changes when it's running the sim itself. It changes from white to red. It's a nice little touch. Was that your graphic design idea, Dan?
No, if you want to ask for graphic design ideas, you just ask me what I would do and do something else.
Do the
I have
opposite?
no eye for that whatsoever. Terrible at that stuff.
Just gotta ask ChatGPT, man. Everyone knows ChatGPT is phenomenal at graphics.
Did you see that thumbnail I produced last show?
Yes, I did. Was that ChatGPT Productions?
It might have been. Yes. It might have been 30 seconds before us going live. Give me a PGA Sims thumbnail, please.
I have noticed there's a real split. Some people really actually like they feel very positively about AI thumbnail sims, and then some people can spot it right away and they hate it.
Hmm.
All right, what field size do you want me to run this for?
On large, and then tell me the nuts. What's the top one?
I'm gonna give you 1,000 ROI lineup right here.
Yeah,
If
it won't
if
populate, but yeah.
I'll give you the order.
it'll
I
be
think.
epic.
Let's see if I can predict. I think it's gonna be the.
I bet it's gonna be an Alex Smalley, Siwoo Kim, Ben Griffin lineup of some degree. There we go. It just refreshed. The top one is
tell me those
now
players.
top EV lineup with Siwoo Kim is Lucas Glover.
Oh no.
Lee Hodges. Is Lee Hodges the most professional golf name you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah, I like Hodges too.
He's either a professional golfer or a professional accountant. Siwoo Kim, Taylor Moore, Alex Smalley, and Sam Stevens. So not the highest projected lineup, but really low ownership there.
Very low
Sam Stevens. Who did I forget? I got Kim, Glover, Hodges, Moore, Stevens,
Alex Smalley,
and Smalley. All right, don't dupe me, bro.
Don't sue us. Don't dupe us.
Don't sue us too.
Can't wait for you to win and have to pay taxes on that one.
Or lose and have to
Or
pay
lose.
Yeah. All right, boys. There we go. I think that was a good rundown of the Sims this week. Uta MLB, Davis, all of these things are live for you to get 10% off. What are we working on? What's going to be different in these Sims next week, Dan? What's coming for the people?
Eventually, we'll have Showdown, so that'll be nice. I think for the user, is there something else I'm missing for golf? I think it's just getting rid of little bugaboos and tightening things up.
Adding some more fields so you can sort.
We're gonna eventually make it a little easier to upload and download CSVs.
Yeah.
Just some conveniences like that.
Yeah. Once we get all those out of the way, then maybe Dan can start sending back some interesting like stat columns that maybe we can populate.
Yeah, some
use for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, boys. We're gonna get out of here. We'll be back with you guys same time, same place next week. So see you then. See you in the PGA DFS streets, ingamesyndicate.com, runthesims.com. Maybe I clicked end stream and it didn't.